do me a favour? Can you please put those sunglasses on that you have in your shirt? Please.
Oh, again. There you go.
Here we go. Will Schofield, Mick Malthouse joining you. Transition lenses, Mick Malthouse. Why do you have transition lenses?
They're not transition. They're lenses that I put on my sunglasses.
Please take them out of your neck.
Yeah, there you
please,
go.
Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Up and about.
Good.
Stoked to be here.
Good.
Yep.
Have a good week last week?
Maybe one of the best weeks of my life.
Right.
Beers with BackChat.
Right.
Was here.
Yes.
It wasn't here, sorry, but we went to it, and I teased a little surprise for you, and you thought you were getting a new car or something. You thought everyone was going to pitch in for a gift.
Should we give everyone a look at what I got?
Yeah.
May as well get straight into it.
Yeah, let's get straight into it.
I'm going to be off mic for a little bit because this is
Yep.
going to be in between me and the mic.
Okay. So you're holding up a decent-sized core flute, like I know it's 1.2 meters wide. It says Schoey froths a foff, and it's got a Photoshop picture of you holding. And it would have been a football in the real photo, but it's a giant fillet of fish, and that was revealed at Beers with BackChat, along with about 35 filet-o fish.
Do you feel quite good about it? Like
Yeah.
it was wrapped up. It was in a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
And
Big
then
reveal.
you proceeded to deliver, I don't know, 10 to 30 fillet fishes.
I thought you were going to say 10 to 30-minute monologue.
I've seen one of those this week. I actually ate a fillet fish.
You did. One very generous chap,
Yep.
put up $100 for charity.
Correct. Where did that money go?
I've got it still.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got it.
Don't spend it.
I'm going to give it to charity. We'll get it to one of our fines charities.
Dan gets it. He spends it. There we go. Beers with BackChat. How's it look, Kat? Am I looking nice? I'm going to leave this as the background for the entire show.
You've absolutely folded it in half.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm going to save it for later. Am I? There we go. You're on BackChat. Welcome to BackChat. Dan Const, Will Schofield, not Mick Malthouse. He's taking his transitions off for the day. Dan's actually off on holidays. He's going to Bustleton soon. So we are in a rush. We're going to get this out. No, we're not. We're not in a rush. We're not in a rush. We're here right for you on BackChat. You know where to find us on our socials, BackChat_. You can send us an email at all times for You Send It, We Read It. Mm-hmm. We got a sponsor for the You Send It, We Read It.
We do.
Yeah, now,
very excited about
that. Give it a little tease, but we will speak about them a little bit later on in the show. hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. That's how you get in touch with us. You can find all the goods on socials or on our website, backchatpodcast.com.au. Watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on the podcast. Our Patreons, they got a night. They got Beers with BackChat. Geez, it was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
It was very good. Everyone just came along. The footy was on. There was plenty of beers thanks to Shelter. They just absolutely. We have beers coming out of our ears.
Well,
very good.
Is that a new segment?
Yeah.
Planning for the day and the night, I sort of started getting quite into it, and I thought, Shelter's literally just put free beers on for anyone who comes.
Yep, and there was pizza.
Anything else was bonus.
Yep.
And the Shelter boys looked after us.
Yep.
Whippersnapper were there doing a tasting.
Yeah.
So everyone enjoyed that.
I had a little taste.
It was like, oh, I reckon I've tasted these before, but I might just need to have another
just
little
in
look.
case.
So they looked after us. It was at, we didn't say where it was. It was at
Secret location.
No, it was at Leaderville Cameras. It was in the Panorama Club at the top of Leaderville Cameras, which actually a little private members club. It's like a business lounge. You can have meetings during the day. There's some beers there. Sometimes usually some shelters in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
So Lydio at Leaderville Cameras hosted us above there. So if you're ever driving past on Oxford Street, Leaderville, that's what's up there. It looks like a bit of you don't know what's going on up there. Well, that's what it was.
That's right.
And that's who the sponsor is for You Send It.
We Read It.
We Read It.
That's
Correct.
right. Do you know the amount of people that were at Beers with BackChat that came in and go, I've driven past this place 1,000 times. I didn't know this was up here. It's amazing. It was a very good place.
10 out of 10. Give it a rating. How was the night?
A 10. It couldn't have gone better.
Charlie, how was the night out of 10, mate?
Got to agree. It's an absolute 10.
You were quite. I must say, given that we're on the mics, I would say the highlight of the night was Charlie on the mic for roaming Charlie in Leaderville Cameras at the top of Leaderville Cameras.
Good fun, bit of live roaming Charlie.
It was you were very impressive up there by yourself. I said to you,
Thank you.
look, mate, I'm pretty tired. We've been here for about 4 hours. I'm a bit over it. It's all yours. I'm not going to help you out. You did start off. It's never easy up there by yourself, and I ran to get a microphone just to give you a bit of bounce back off the bat because hard stuff up there. But I thought you were very impressive, Charlie.
Started a bit rusty, but we got there.
No, but that's always, you got to get buy-in from the crowd. It's like
Yeah.
building an audience on a podcast. You just got to get people on. You did very well, mate. You
Charlie,
you actually embarrassed the life out of Lydio, the owner of Leadville Cameras. Found out that he was a black belt,
State champ?
state champ karate champion, and he was absolutely horrified that you got it out of him. So that's the secret to a good host there, Charlie. Get people to say what they don't want to say usually.
Charlie had that 3-beer glow about him.
What was it out of 10? Give it an out of 10, Charlie. Beers with BackChat.
Oh, absolute 10 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
I think it might have been more than a 3-beer glow, Dan.
So you've given it a 10 out of 10. You've given it a 10 out of 10. Kat, you want to give it a rating? You were there. You were taking photos on the night. Did a great job.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Loved it.
Couple of beers.
Out of 10, please, Kat.
10 out of 10.
Oh, fuck me. I'm sorry, guys. But look, 10 out of 10 doesn't exist. Doesn't exist in life, right? You can't be perfect. No, you can't be perfect.
Okay.
You're all positive people. I get it. Let's just keep it real. I think it was like an 8 out of 10. We could do it better.
Yeah, sorry you had the worst night of your life, Will.
Oh, very good. Now let's get into a bit of content around the weekend. There was some good stuff over the weekend, I might add. I've got a bit of stuff to speak about. Don't know if you follow the NHL, but
Very rarely.
the Colorado Avalanches. Now, I will watch the grand final in any sport. I actually went to the netball grand final, watched the West Coast Fever get up.
Yep.
Got some things to say about that, actually.
Good, all right,
A
let's
little
do
bit
that
later
too.
on. No, Colorado Avalanches, they win the Stanley Cup. It's 130 years old, the trophy.
It's massive.
They're on, and it looks heavy. I've seen multiple people drop it this week, actually. But the first time it was dropped, guys skating across the ice for the team photo.
Yep.
Now, I've been in a team photo after a grand final. It's exciting times. Everyone's up and about. You're a bit delusional with what's going on. But it wasn't on ice. It's a difficult scene. So almost carrying about an 80-kilo trophy across the ice. Trips, falls over in front of the boys, dints the whole side of the 130-year-old trophy.
How much do you reckon he got fined for that?
Oh, that's a big fine, I tell you what. And then they had it out. I saw some guy drop it off a podium out in Vegas somewhere. Had a great time, the boys. Now, I had a couple of multis over the weekend. Blue Bet, shout out. I genuinely almost took them down solo by myself. Didn't
Just a
need the
little side
BackChat
one.
community. Yeah, I just a little tipple.
Mm-hmm.
I had one that went down. I had 10 legs.
Huge.
Ben Brown, first goal scorer, $10. That was a part of it. So I picked that in a multi.
Amazing.
Petrarca to kick two or more, which is like $4. He kicked 3.
Yep.
It was Adelaide, Melbourne. Anyway, 9 out of 10. The last leg was Melbourne to win by over 28 points. They won by 29. Into total score over 161.
Okay.
I know you're not going to pull it up now, but just if you are listening and you want to have a look at what that total score was, you'll see my pain.
Okay.
Genuine pain. And I'm talking 101 this multi was, and that was the 10th leg that failed.
Yikes.
They got 159. I fucking broke the TV. Not having it.
Was there any last-minute attempts at scores? Like, was it close?
Ben Brown kicked a goal after the siren to take it
Okay.
over the total. So you got to love Ben Brown.
Yeah.
He actually had a set shot from goal 35 metres out. His run-up went back into the defensive 50 of Melbourne.
Yeah, I love
He may still be running in. He did kick the goal. You had a bit of fun on social media. I do enjoy your Twitter presence. Now, mine is sometimes a bit antagonistic. I sit back and maybe have a couple of beers and take the piss out of people and have a laugh, and people get fired up and I'm still laughing. You're very, very statistical and analytical and...
Look, I just see something that's a bit funny on in the game or a bit quirky about it, and I go back and record it, chuck it up on Twitter.
What's your Twitter handle?
Dan_Const, I think.
Of course, you've got an underscore in it.
Good.
You wouldn't be allowed to be on this podcast. If
Dan
you
_. You don't have one in yours, do you?
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like, it's kind of like irony. That's what I'm going for. But you must have an underscore. I really enjoyed it. If you don't follow Dan on Twitter and you are on Twitter, give him a follow. You put up little clips. And
It's verified, so you know it's me.
Geez. How long did it take to get the blue tick? Did it feel good getting the blue tick?
It's about 9 years in the making.
Oh, actually?
But I didn't try for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, a couple of clips, and if I see something funny, I'll chuck it up there. It gets a bit of traction. Good times. Love Twitter.
Just a tiny mention. I missed a top 5 on social media. That was just really genuinely devastating. Just so devastated that...
The top 5, like a power rankings.
It was a power rankings. I missed out on it. you know,
In what was the category?
I can't even. No, I can't tell you. If you want to look again, jump on Twitter and just have a look for some power rankings that I missed out on. It's like my entire existence was to get into these power rankings. I'm being sarcastic.
right.
It's a really devastating moment. Anyway,
What do you need to search on Twitter to find this?
nah, I don't want to give it any sort of attention whatsoever, other than I'm just totally devastated in life that I didn't make it.
And just living rent free.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, rent free. Receipts are being kept, by the way, person in question. Now, there was an incident in the West Coast game. Good effort by the West Coast boys, I thought.
Yeah, that looks very good. Look like a different team.
They do. It's been I wonder what's going. We probably should get to the bottom. What's going on during the bye? What have they done in there, do you think?
Michael's secret stuff. You know, the water bottle from Space Jam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I reckon.
It's complete just mind.
Yeah, Luke Schoey's had a bottle of water and he's written, secret equals juice, and everyone's drinking it thinking, oh my gosh,
That's
all
very
right, now we
good.
can play.
Well, maybe they filled the plane up that they flew over to Melbourne with that because their engine failed. So I had a bit of a shout out, not from anyone at West Coast, but someone to do with the aviation industry,
Right.
Who had potentially been alerted to the
Qantas
fact.
CEO.
Alan Joyce contacted me, even though they weren't flying Qantas. I don't think they were on a Fokker.
Excuse me?
They were on a Fokker, which I'm told is an absolutely god awful airplane. Like,
Does that have propellers?
looks like that surfboard that sits behind your head.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it looks old.
Yeah.
Propellers. They got the guys winding up the propellers. Dan's getting a phone call in the middle of the podcast like usual because he's in a rush.
I got all the time well with.
Okay, perfect. So they're on the Fokker. Captain comes over. Yeah, g'day. This is your captain speaking. We're just cruising over the Adelaide Oval right now, as you can see on your left-hand side. We've actually also just lost an aeroplane engine, and we're going to be dropping about 20,000 feet. Strap yourself in, enjoy the ride, and we'll get you to Melbourne safely. Hopefully. Apparently sort of gave them an announcement, everyone sit down. Not just like, chuck your seatbelt on, sit down. Yep. Air hostesses and hosts sit down, strap in.
It's going to get bumpy. Gosh.
Handled well by the pilot.
Yep.
But they get to Melbourne, they play the game, they play well. But midway through that game, I've never seen this before in my life.
No, and even the commentary team was very confused.
A whistle came from on the ground, but was audible that the free kick was against the bench of the West Coast Eagles. You were watching specifically that moment.
Yeah.
What happened on TV? Who popped up there?
So I'm watching it, and then the commentary team says, "Oh, Luke Shuey's laughing." So then the camera goes down to the bench, and I just see Luke Shuey sitting next to
laughing, captain of the club,
just tapping Chris Maston on the leg.
Masto's
there, and I'm thinking, what have they done?
So Masto's in his pink, was he?
Yeah, he's in the
pink runner's outfit.
Yep.
So Maston running for West Coast now. So they just put a ISO cam on those two having a good chuckle on the bench. Well.
So I said to you, do you know what happened?
Well, happy to reveal we have got to the bottom of it.
All right, what is it?
Yeah, people talk about mainstream media. They're little rats. They find out all the little things. Well, we do a bit of that too, but we do that for the good stuff like this.
Yes.
We found out what happened.
Okay,
a player.
Yep.
Not Chris Maston.
Yep.
Not Luke Shuey.
Yep. On the bench.
Gave some feedback to one of the on-field umpires. I believe Matty James, the ball one.
Right.
Just some feedback, I think potentially constructive, and feedback is always in the eye of the beholder, right?
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the person giving it. Gave some feedback, I think constructive, about a lack of an umpiring decision. Some colourful words in there perhaps.
Good.
And umpire heard it, blew a whistle, not going to cop that. And umpire dissent. How do you feel about that? As a football fan, maybe as a West Coast
I just assume that stuff happened all the time. Has that ever happened while you've been playing?
It's just difficult with these new dissent rules coming in to know whether that's stopped now. But the exact thing that was said, can I just say what was said? I can say what was said, I just not who it was. I just don't want to rag. I don't want to get this person in trouble. But it was, he's fucking holding him, you.
C-bomb.
Yeah, C-bomb.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all it was.
I
reckon in a game of AFL, I reckon that gets said 50 times.
To an umpire?
Yeah, varying methods and varying words around
Right.
that.
Okay.
Is the C word?
Maybe that's where it tips it.
It might be. And that's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But also very strange.
Yep.
I've never seen that before in my life.
And that cost us the game, if I'm being honest. No, I didn't.
The Nick Natanui free kick, he slung Soldo to the ground. So Shannon Hearn takes an intercept mark. West Coast are down by 9 points, I think. Intercept mark in the back line, reverse free kick, Natanui and Soldo. They're having a wrestle going at it. Nick Natanui absolutely destroys him and embarrasses Soldo and then gets a free kick against him because he's a bigger, stronger man.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Some umpiring questionability over the weekend.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Oh, okay. A couple of updates about the show. BackChat merch en route.
Good.
Yeah.
On a plane or
You're
something.
wearing it right now.
Oh, yep.
That was whipped together pretty quickly. We appreciate the guys that helped us do that, but we've got some proper merch on the way.
Okay. That you can buy, that people can buy.
Absolutely, they can.
Great.
Yeah. Charlie will be in it. Kat will be in it. Schoey will be in it.
Yep.
Don't know if we got Dan size, but he might be. Keep that one. So that's en route. So I'm excited about that.
Excited.
Something else I'm pretty excited about that I wanted to let our listeners know. Some guest hosts on the way.
Ooh.
As muted.
Yep.
You're off to Bustleton. Well, sorry. Can I say that? You're
Wait,
off.
now they're all going to find me. No, I'm going to go and visit shelter for 2 weeks.
Correct, great. So
Just
Dan's
make sure
going
everything's in order
on a
there.
partnership trip down to Bustleton. He's going away for a little bit. So I'm just saying there are some guest hosts on the way. That's exciting, I think.
It's very exciting.
It's not to replace you.
No.
I mean, you can't. You are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to.
So, but that's not. That won't be. Wait, that's not next week, is it? While I'm away.
Don't know. Haven't decided yet. Maybe the people want to hit. What?
No,
Oh, you're not happy with that?
no, I don't care.
Do you want me to do it by myself?
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here by myself and host a show.
Just an hour
I'm
monologue.
giving you monologue again. We've seen some of them this week. Last one, F1. You and I stayed up late last night and watched this. Best F1 race of the year. The reason I'm mentioning it is there was a huge crash. First lap, first corner of the race.
Zhao Gonju. I'm butchering it. I apologize.
Yeah.
But he's the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yep. He ended up on his head, scraping across the ground for about 500 metres into the fence right in front of the crowd. Guess who was there?
I don't.
Yes, you
I
do.
can't
No,
guess.
you know. It's
Kim Illman. It was Kim Illman. Didn't
It
even
was
want me to
Kim
play along.
Illman. If people have been listening to this show for a while, we interviewed an F1 photographer, Kim Illman, best in the business, of course. We wouldn't have anyone less on this show. He was right there. Like it crashed in front of him into the barriers, almost ended up in his lap.
Yes.
So some good photos over there.
Yep.
It was interesting
Good
to
little
watch.
interview there with him as well. If you want to look it back on YouTube.
Yeah, very good. YouTube, have a listen. Episode, don't know, Charlie, what episode was that? Why don't you go back and have a look at that, please, Charlie? Thank you. Now, let's get into BackChat bets brought to you by Bluebet. As mentioned, Bluebet, kings of the big game over there. They're doing some...
Kings of the big game.
Oh, they're doing some good things.
That
I'm
was
not gonna-
episode 32, by the way.
Thank you, Kim Illman, episode 32. Now, Bluebet, get around them, support them, because they support us and we love it. I don't love how we haven't taken them down. That's why they had a couple of side bets going on, and big ones.
Yeah.
I thought,
I lose sleep over it. Honestly.
this
And
week,
let's just squash a rumor that nobody truly believes that Bluebet give us a little kickback when we lose.
no kickback. no kickback.
Mate,
Right. How do we make this better then? How we haven't delivered. We won the first two multis we put together, and
and
we
we
haven't.
did that little...
Oh,
you know,
and
the
Charlie won
$2
$1 about 4 weeks ago, so we won a $2 one.
Yeah.
How do we make it better? Get in touch with us. Let us know.
Yeah, please.
Like,
Do you want us to go safe and just go for the wins?
I would like to take them down, and they do not give us a fucking dollar when we lose. I tell you
No.
that right now.
No.
They'll give us dollars when we win.
Oh, yeah.
The
Plenty of
dollars
them.
we bet on.
Yeah.
So this week we went with the milestone men. It was.
Like it.
There was
Cute.
a lot of milestones in this week.
There was that many.
So we put it together on Thursday before teams came out. Josh Kennedy was right up there. It's 2 more goals to get his 700th goal.
Yeah.
Gets
That's a
dropped.
lock.
Gets dropped. Gets dropped.
So he won't be playing any more away games this season. Is that correct?
I don't know if that's been confirmed. Maybe.
I think that's sort of what the thing is.
Yeah, it'd be the ruse. I mean, it'd be difficult to come and play his last game. So they play their last game in Geelong. One before that, away derby. And then before that, there's a game at Optus Stadium. It could be his last, I reckon. Pencil that in.
You don't
potentially.
reckon he'll even play that away derby? Because it's in
It'd
Perth.
be difficult to finish that up in a Freo home game. Don't know.
Iconic, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe. If they won, it'd be iconic. So we went with Luke Parker in game 250 to have 20 disposals.
Bang.
He
I think he had that 3/4 time, right?
70. Could have 70. Mitch Duncan, game 250. What Geelong do is they look after their milestone men. They do it better than any other club.
Really?
We went 20 plus for him. Could have gone 30 plus. He had 30 touches. He wins.
Okay.
Luke Ryan. I think he's almost a friend of the podcast. Charlie's a very big fan of him. Luke Ryan, Fremantle in his game 100 for the Freo Dockers. 20 disposals, had 21. So we've hit 3. We're on. We are actually well and truly on. It's when it starts going downhill a bit. Bailey Fritsch to kick 2 goals against Adelaide.
Which is usually a lock.
Their best forward.
Yep.
He was like $1.02 to kick 1.
Yep.
So, and he's kicked 1-1. I saw the one he missed. He was, 12 metres out on his preferred foot, snapped it into the post. So 1-1,
All right,
we
baby.
lose. What else goes down? Patrick Dangerfield. He needed 18. So this is hilarious. He needed 18 touches to have 7,000 career touches.
Yep.
So we thought 20 plus. He'll
Yeah, of
have it.
course.
Well, he had 19. So he gets his 7,000 career touches.
Okay, so I'm done.
But he cooks our multi.
I'm done.
I'm done. And Jack Darling had you for 2 goals. In your
Without,
250th.
without Josh Kennedy.
In your 250th. Very
Yep.
good.
And you know what? He kicked 1 in the first.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. That felt like he was done there too. Right, if you can make that better, we all we want to do is win. We want to win for the people. We can build a $2 multi. We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
If that's what you want, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Tell us.
We could do a $1.90 multi. I don't know. We could do even less.
Yeah.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah.
But I'd rather try and take him down.
If we put $1 million on like $1.02 odds.
Charlie, can you put $1 million on the next one instead of $2 so make $1, mate?
Yeah, and make an extra 90 cents on the million or something.
He went to Scotch. He's probably getting
Yeah.
$1. Yeah, okay. So fantasy, little fantasy update. Justin and team Roadrunner, and that is with an H, I will say, which is impressive stuff. He's still on top of the BackChat Fantasy League. He's got the 2 grand final tickets in his pocket right now as he speaks.
Because he's taken over, who was the other guy? Primetime Ballers.
Yes.
Who was top for a very long
I
time.
will say at Beers with BackChat, at Leaderville Cameras, we met the 3rd ranked.
Yes, that's
fantasy,
right.
and we promised him a prize,
Did we give it to
and I
him?
don't reckon we gave it to him.
No, I think I gave him a keep cup. Margaret River Roasting keep cup. And they're very good keep cups.
That is very good stuff. Margaret River Roasting were down there, enjoyed their stuff. They've
Yeah.
got some nice little merch from Margaret. They've got
Very
some of the
good.
best merch in the game.
They do.
They also do good coffee. Probably better than their merch, actually.
Yes.
But anyway, fantasy. Alex Schofield, my wife, she's off. She's off like Bailey Smith was off, is off.
Yeah.
Done. See you later. Bailey Smith, gone. Alex Schofield, gone. She falls back to 32nd in the league.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, like, I don't know what she's doing. She's having sort of like a midlife crisis in fantasy land, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, not really going that well. Anyway, that's fantasy. 2 grand final tickets on the line for that. Just a quick one. How are your teams going?
I think Max Gorn might be my captain.
Right. Okay. And you, Charlie?
I keep thinking I've had a good week, and then I look at the rankings, and I'm still in the same spot.
Kat, when was the last time you looked at your fantasy team?
I look at it every day.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I've moved up 4 spots.
Holy shit. Have you?
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to give this week's fantasy performer of the podcast to Kat. Because you're not. I know you don't look at yours.
No.
Yeah. Max Gorn is your captain champion.
He's coming back.
That's fantasy done and dusted.
What are you feeling?
I was going to go to something else, but we're going to go to fines.
No, what do you want to go to?
No, we're going to go to fines.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Dan,
Oh, come
Dan
on.
last week goes, don't bang the table, don't bang the table with the gavel. So the gavel by Smith Designs,
Such a muppet.
by Smith Designs, made out of recycled skateboard. It sounds great.
Don't bang the table.
I think Charlie, did Dan say that in those
Charlie, careful here.
in those words and that tone, don't bang the table with the gavel.
Well, look, I wasn't actually here last week,
So
I
I'll
can't-
take that as a yes. Thank you, Charlie. Very good. So fines in order. I'm going to bang it a few times, Dan, if that's okay. So fines, if you want to fine yourself, you want to find members of this podcast. Quite regularly we say things and we sometimes don't do them, and that's not good enough. But to keep us in
Accountable.
check, accountable, you can fine us. And that money will go to charity.
Yeah,
I'm actually proud of this segment.
3 charities.
There is some things we do on this show. There's a bit of junk, shit talk. I'm proud of this.
This is very good.
We're putting actual money towards charities. If we start winning with Blue Bet, I think we can dip some more into this as well.
Yeah,
so
good.
we need to start winning there. So the charities we're supporting is Men's Talk. They're a mental health organisation here in Perth. Sabre, they look after Staffy and bully breeds here in Perth. And Soccer to Sarcoma. I reckon I stuff that up every time. It could be my new Patreon thing. Soccer to Sarcoma, a really rare cancer that they put support into, again, here in Perth. So all the money from fines going to those 3 charities. So if you have a fine to give, someone on this podcast, preferably Kat, Charlie, or Dan, if you have someone in your
neighbour
workplace,
that you hate,
family. Oh, we've seen some fines going back 20, 30 years here. Sibling rivalries sorted out with fines here on BackChat. So now's your chance. Get around it. There's some good fines here. Since we introduced fines, the tally, this is how much we're donating to charity right now. I reckon fines have been running for about 8 weeks.
Yep.
It's $495.50. That's the sort of numbers that Charlie's keeping as well. He's keeping this at
the 50 centre.
the accountant over there. He's just, 50
Got a
cents.
very nice Excel spreadsheet going.
Very good. Keely Judge writes in. Hi, Keely. $6. Okay. Yeah, see, that's about the right amount, I think. Like,
That must be a very steep,
yeah,
a
$6
very
is
big
good
fine.
because it's a doubler. $3 each for
Okay.
Dan and Schoey for making the large majority, if not all of the Patreon benefits completely WA based. I can't attend Beers with BackChat from Queensland. So how about offering post and swinging one of those signed posters across the Nullarbor? So there was signed posters available at Beers with BackChat. You want to bring one of those over to me, please, Charlie, or give people a look? If you're doing that, you may as well send me a BackChat t-shirt to match. I'd be pretty keen to rep BackChat via apparel over here. I get it's a WA podcast, but help the East Siders out. Fair point.
Yeah, it is pretty fair, to be honest.
I mean, Keely, I'm pretty sure this is gonna turn your life around. Look at that. I mean,
We'll sign it too.
look at that right there. Any chance of you putting a smile on, Dan?
That's my smile. Look, there's a bit of goes up on the edges.
Surprised you don't have your sunnies on. There we go. Will Schofield, Dan Const. That's fair enough. $3 each, $6 in the fine. Tim Ben Eddy writes in $4.99. Make sure you keep that cent out of it, Charlie.
99.
First off the bat, a $4.99 for myself for not appearing at Beers with BackChat on Thursday. That's correct, Ben. That's just poor behaviour by you. You're a Patreon. You're a patron, actually, which I could have made it. Oh, he could have made it. Okay. Secondly, I'm sorry to pile on the fines for the same issue here, fellas, but it's come to this. $4.99 in fines for each of you for continuing to tarnish the good name of You Send It, We Read It. Okay. Here's the evidence from last week's ep of BackChat. Email name, Paul W. Timestamp, 33 minutes, 30 seconds, 0.762. 36 minutes, 25 seconds, and 3 milliseconds. Quote, and this is the world's longest email, Dan Const. Well, that's what we say. You send it, we read it, Will Schofield. Now, I recall my stiff omission from the 22, the week I sent my email to You Send It, We Read It, was due to the length of said email. Charlie, you can look that up. Hopefully I get a run soon, or you blokes might have to think of a new name for the segment. Also, an extra 2 cents fine for Will. Yours and Dan's missing 1 cent each from your initial fines for being too humble about the 2018 grand final lately and not gloating in the fact that his bunny's name is Jordan and he was robbed of the Norm Smith. I think fair enough, pretty much all of that.
Yeah, very fair.
I did.
Don't.
What?
Oh, we're going.
I did ask you if we could do that today, but you're going away and you're in a rush.
Shut up.
Ben Eddy, my man. All I can do is pay my fine, apologise, take it on the chin, and tell you that we will do it.
What month are we in?
I will say,
July.
Look,
it's going to be done in July.
Wow, you've heard it here first. I will say in the title, it's You Send It, We Read It. It doesn't say
When.
But
So
that is defending myself, and I'm not going to do that. Ben, you're right. Take the fine on board. Luke D finds himself $2. Getting crook right before Beers with BackChat and not being able to get my signed Dan Const poster.
sorry, mate.
Very good. Daniel Marsh, he's finding Big Cat. If you remember from last week, Big Cat wrote in a fine, I'm pretty sure. This is a $5, and I really bloody like this. Big Cat for telling me he found this awesome podcast called BackChat, and I should start listening. Little does Big Cat know, I've been listening since Will was sitting next to Thumper and recording on an iPhone with Kale Morton and was the first You Send It, We Call It and sponsor of the elite potty he has recently jumped onto. Big Cat's nickname isn't because he's 6'8" and a massive Geelong fan. It's because he's a massive puss. $5 for Big Cat. That can't be paid in an entertainment voucher offset either, Big Cat. So pay up, big fella. $5.
Love it.
Nick finds his girlfriend. This is what I'm here for. G'day, BackChat. Finding my girlfriend, Lily. Hello, Lily. Hopefully you're listening to the show because this is outrageous behaviour. Went to the MCG last week to watch footy and stopped in Richmond for a pre-game beer.
Great.
We're going to be doing that in a couple of weeks, I think.
Might have one.
When discussing, if they've got shelters, when discussing what time we should walk up, Lily said, and I quote, "We don't have to get there right on time. They always start late because of the ads. Like we were going to the movies." And again, this is from Nick. Insipid behaviour. Keep well, lads. Nick, very good. Like it. Tommy Strauss writes in, this is a fine for me, Will Schofield, $5. $5 fine to go to Will for using the word lit in an Instagram story, shouting out the netball. Outrageous behaviour using that slang.
Mate, you're not 18.
So is that a generational word? Is that?
I don't know.
Oh, Kat's nodding her head. The child over there behind
lit,
the
man.
cameras.
That's lit.
Okay.
That's lit.
It was more reference to the fact there was fire everywhere. It was like a descriptive
You don't need
word.
to defend yourself, man. It's cool. You are who you are.
Can I talk about the netball? That's the end.
Let's talk about netball.
That's the end of the fines. So, first game I've been to, thought I may as well make it a grand final if I'm going to the game. Congratulations to the West Coast Fever. An absolute bloodbath. The two best players were, no doubt, the fullback, which is the goalkeeper. She was great. And the goal shooter, the full forward. She was just amazing. I don't know names well enough, but she hit 58 from 59 shots.
What?
Incredible. And I've got it on good word that she's the best in the country world by a long way. And she looked it too. She was
incredible.
The one she missed was the siren went just as she was kind of shooting and it put her off. Anyway, she was amazing. But the point I'm about to make is Nat Medhurst on this show. Again, look up the episode, please, Charlie. What it would be BackChat with Nat. It would be BackChat with Nat Medhurst. It was only a few weeks ago. She spoke about a rule that was brought in this year. It was like a super zone.
Yes.
Right? It was like a 3-point shot.
Yep.
Well, I saw it in action, and what it is, so the game happens normally. 1 point for every shot, anywhere you shoot.
Yep.
5 minutes to go in every quarter. It's called like the super round or the super zone.
Splash zone.
And it's like the white area comes to life.
Yep.
And then you get 2 points from the white area. Now, it's not that far out. It's not like a 3-point line. It's kind of like decently close. But
is it in the regular?
It's in the regular D.
Yeah.
But it's like inside it. It's like another 2 meters inside it. So what happens is 5 minutes to go. They've got like the designated shooter that just starts drilling threes or twos from outside the range. It's good to watch, but it's also like, is this a preseason comp? Like this is a grand final and it's like flashing lights going off like super zone. It was very gimmicky for mine.
That's good.
And Nat didn't like it. And I'm here to say, neither do I, Nat.
Good. Hey, did you ever go for a 9-pointer?
Oh, I reckon I kicked one.
You reckon you did?
I reckon I kicked one.
Was that a bit of a thing, like, you know, boys going for it?
Charlie, please put that in the run sheet. I reckon I kicked a 9-pointer. How do we get... So when I kicked it, I'm pretty sure your footy team, your local footy team, it used to be cash, but the year I did it, they got footies. They got like 10 footies.
Right,
so it used to be like $1,000. Then they gave him 10 Sharons or 10 whatever footies they used.
Yep.
I reckon I kicked one. We're gonna find that, Charlie. We're gonna have a look, and if anyone's listening that knows about it, I reckon I did an article on it. This is exciting stuff. Yeah, really good, really good. Okay, let's get into this one. You send it, we read it. I'm sorry, Ben, we will get to yours. You send it, we read it. Brought to you by Leaderville Cameras.
That's right, and we've got a...
You send it, we read it. Brought to you by Leaderville Cameras. Very good. That is Troy, the man that stands on top of the Freo Stadium, who was at Beers with BackChat.
He was.
Which
with
was
his
at
guitar.
Leaderville. It was. Yeah, he didn't bring it, did he? I was going to get him on top of the thing, doing the thing. Anyway, Leaderville Cameras is where we had Beers with BackChat. They're on board. They've got a membership club above, which is called Panorama Club. It's a business lounge. It's a shared office and private event space for members. But they also do all the gear that we make BackChat podcasts with. So if you are listening along and you are an aspiring podcaster, if you make YouTube content, whatever you do, all of our cameras, all of our microphones, all of our lighting, all of our cables, our roadcaster gear, everything is now coming from Leaderville Cameras. They're an exclusive gear provider.
They can get you absolutely sorted from everything you need.
So Lydio and the boys down there. And you know what else they do? They actually do printing. So the Schoey froths the FOF.
Yeah, the big banner.
They smash that out.
Our posters.
Our new coasters. We got, you got that one, Katya? Yep. Beautiful stuff.
They also, what else do they print? Heaps of stuff. They do everything. It's a full print shop. You go upstairs and it's like a...
I don't know. Whatever you need printed, you need to do that. Anyway, they're on board. We're excited. They're in Leaderville. They're on Oxford Street. If you want to go and see them, check that out. If you're a patron, there's discount codes over there for you. As always, all of our sponsors do great things for our patrons. And we're bloody excited by it.
What else do they sell?
I don't know.
Binoculars.
Oh, they do too. I want some binoculars for the footy when I'm calling. I wonder if people that watch footy... Is it an old thing, or would you use binoculars, Charlie? If we got you a pair from Leaderville Cameras, there's only one right answer here, Charlie. So please give the right one.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, let's get into it. You send us an email, we will read it, and yes, Ben, we will get to yours
at some point. We don't say when.
I absolutely promise we'll get to you. If you want to send us something and we'll read it, hello@backchatpodcast.com. Blake Smith.
Boys, hoping to get this on. You send it, we read it.
Well, you're here. He's here.
My mate won this at a quiz night the other night. Would you look at this pool room masterpiece? So the picture is, I don't have the picture in front of me, but it's a picture of you with, what else is in the frame? Like a memorabilia type setup.
It's like a signed Will Schofield setup.
Yeah. Think memorabilia shop, Will Schofield.
It's got like a signed card and it's got like a few photos of my career.
Yeah.
It's like a memorandum type thing. You'd probably see at someone's funeral, to be honest.
So my question is, how many of these are floating around, Schoey, and where do I get my hands on this priceless piece?
Priceless is correct, Blake. I don't know. I can't ever remember making them or doing them. So hopefully there's some official side of it. If not, I reckon we can whip some up here at BackChat with our Leaderville Cameras crew. Why not?
I'm just looking on eBay at the moment for Will Schofield memorabilia, and there's a signed card.
Anything from Dan Const over there?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's move on. Okay. Stephen Phillips. G'day, Steve. How are you, mate?
Hey, guys. Just a quick one for this time for You Send It, We Read It. Yep. Credit to Schoey for kicking a few of his career goals in 2013.
Thank you, Steve.
It was kind of a self-imposed... fine, but to actually watch it and enjoy it, to be fair, was good. Only from the point of view self-imposed that it was his longest highlight vid of the first few that popped up. Anyway, great work on the podcast. There we go.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it. There you go. I used to be able to play. Fred Mitchell.
Hey guys, go back and watch the Port v Gold Coast game. It's evident that you didn't, and it was a cracker, particularly the last quarter.
That's in reference to the Shelter review last week.
That's right.
And you know what, Fred? We love that you got in contact. Yeah, we didn't watch it. Try our best to... So we do a preview and a review every week with Shelter Footycast. That's on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're not on board, jump on and have a listen to that. I think the show is starting to evolve into... it's like we cover every big moment, and if you haven't seen the game, we try to do our best to bring you up on it. But I'm not going to sit here and say I watch every minute of footy every weekend.
That's unrealistic.
I do my best.
No one expects that.
I do. Well, Fred does, because
Fred does.
It's evident that you didn't, and it was a cracker, particularly the last quarter. Port Gold Coast missed it last week. It is developing though into a show where it's got a few laughs in it. I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, it's like old v young. So Mark Reddings is my co-host over there, and it's quite
the
fun to record.
things he says. I think I'm in like a black and white TV show sometimes.
It's very, very good stuff. Okay, this is from an amazing email, I've got to say. I_send_it_you_read it @outlook.com. The fact that I send it, you read it has gone to the trouble of making an email. I
can't believe that's their name. That's crazy.
It's a big one.
It is. Okay, and I will just say...
Can you say, I'm with Ben here? Just leave the attitude at home. No.
I will just say, I'm going to read this verbatim. Okay, so anything that people are thinking, oh gosh, the things that are coming out of that man's mouth, it's not me. I'm reading an email.
Okay.
Mostly saying that for my mum. G'day, legends. Long time listener, second time emailer. Okay. A few times social media commenter, and many time liker. Very good.
That's a good summary of their journey with BackChat.
Yeah. Listening to old mate with his snip story on this week's episode was a bit of a laugh and brought back memories of my experience with the old chop of the testy pipes. So I thought, bugger it, I'll send it and they'll read it.
If this turns into send us your vasectomy story, fellas, I'll tell you what.
I can't do it.
Well, I'm here for it. I've got to tell you. If you got any more, send them in. hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. Let's do it, Dan.
After my doctor had cut open my sack and did what he had to do, not fun, I recovered, then diligently performed the mandatory number of jungle rumbles fun to ensure any last swimmer clinging on for dear life in the hope of giving me a third child would fail in their quest. I did as requested and chucked a sample in a pot and took it to the diagnostics clinic that was marked on the doctor's referral note.
Yes.
I entered the building and was the only person in the waiting room.
Awkward.
A voice behind a closed door advised that she would be with me in a minute, so I stood there, spunk in hand, waiting patiently. To my absolute horror, when the clinic worker walked out to see what I was there for, I was not met with any odd face, but that of my cousin's wife.
Oh boy.
I'm not talking about a woman 30 years my senior or anything like that, but a couple of years younger than me. I absolutely forgot she worked there, and the quick visit I had planned turned very estranged to me right there and then. I handed over the sample pot of spoof, and then to add to the awkwardness and horror I had, after reading the referral, she said, "Oh, sorry, we don't do this here. You have to go to the other mob up the road."
Oh my God. This is
there we
horrible.
were. I was standing there, red-faced, talking to my cousin's wife, who was holding a still warm bottle of my jizz. She knew exactly.
Hi, Diane.
She knew exactly what I'd been doing 20 minutes earlier. I wanted to find the nearest cave and hide in it. I grabbed it from her and couldn't get out quick enough. But at this point, she started small talk. Are you going to Auntie Helen? She says, "Are you going to Auntie Helen's birthday party on the weekend?" Etc. etc. The answers were short and sharp, and I nearly fell over my own feet trying to make a hasty exit. So anyway, it'll be an encounter I never forget. And when we see each other, I still shudder a little. Bet you didn't expect to be reading out snip stories on BackChat.
Oh, I love it.
Adding to this, lads, I love the show and now find my cousin's wife $5 for holding my jizzle a bit longer than I would have liked in that situation. Love ya.
Put it on the spreadsheet, Charlie. Look, I'm here for the snip stories. I really am. You're not here for it.
No, it's good. No, I
love that you, and I love that you have to read them, and I love it. Just sit here and enjoy myself. That's outstanding stuff. Oh, I got tears in my eyes. Very good. Joseph Italiano.
Okay. Hey, Schoey and Dan. I had to use my year 3 email address as it's the only one that has an underscore for this email.
I love it.
On that note, did you ever have stupid or embarrassing email addresses? I did.
I did too.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yes.
Reason for my email is for the chat with Lynchy. Now, that's coming up this week, but we have already spoken to him. Can you get his thoughts and aftermath on one of the funniest 46 seconds in Brownlow history?
So this is a video of James Hird and Michael Voss winning the Brownlow when they shared the Brownlow together. And for some moment of television brilliance, they got their kids up there with them, and they were all suited up and stuff. So it must have been
the kids are wearing these little tuxes.
Kids don't go to the Brownlow medal. So
okay,
I'm not quite sure how
does that work.
Yeah. Anyway, what year did they win it in, Charlie?
06.
So they won it in 06. So 05 was Chris Judd. Pretty sure. Cousins 04, Judd 05.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Anyway, the West Coast guys were in the room too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not sure how this...
because the grand final following week, so they would have all been in Melbourne.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect. You don't go to the Brownlow if you're playing that week.
Really?
You're in Perth. Yeah, you train in Perth and you go Thursday like every other week. Did you think that we went to Melbourne on a Sunday? You win the prelim on the Saturday, fly out to Melbourne on the Sunday?
So
These guys did.
No, they didn't.
Just a correction there. So James Hird and Michael Voss won in 1996.
No, they did not. Thank you, Charlie.
According to this.
Yeah, okay. You want to revise your thoughts there, buddy, because they did not win 96.
Because Embers and Lynch were in the room.
Yes. Voss, Hird, 96.
Maybe
I'm thinking, was it they were doing a
maybe they're just
presentation
hosting. Maybe
or
they
hosting
were.
or something.
Maybe it wasn't the.
Did they
year
win
were-
96?
I've got the list of Brownlow medalists here.
I feel old.
1996.
I feel really old. Sorry, Charlie.
So, anyways, that's probably why their kids were there, because it was a prearranged.
Their
little
kids are
hosting
there.
thing.
They asked both the guys who their favourite players are.
Yes.
And they proceed to rattle off
kids.
West Coast players.
Yeah.
And one of them says, Big Lynch.
Big Lynch.
Big Lynch. And they cut to Lynchy, who's pissing himself laughing.
Yep.
This is like two of the greats of the game, Michael Voss, James Hird.
Yep.
And their favourite players are Big Lynch and Juddy.
Yeah, and
And
Juddy.
like-
And then goes to the other kid, who's yours? And he says Chris Judd and someone else.
Rowan
Dean
Jones.
Cox.
Probably
Dean
Rowan.
Cox, that's right.
Sure it wasn't Rowan Jones? I thought
No, it
Rowan
was Dean
Jones.
Cox.
Okay, very good. Anyway, that's great. Thank you very much, Joseph. We will be speaking to Quinn Lynch tomorrow, though, so
Yes.
you can tune in for that one and have a listen. Now, embarrassing emails to finish off on. Mine was,
Yeah.
so I still have my very first email. Right?
Do ya?
Yeah, it's a Hotmail. I use it for a lot of things. Probably won't read it out what it is, but it's a good one. Like it's very my name. Like
So it's Will Schofield at hotmail.com.
so
Good.
Yeah, well, I don't want to lose that, do I? But my other one was when I tried to sort of I can't have my name. I've got to have
Yeah,
something
yeah.
cool. I started with Biffo underscore. That's right, underscore 777. 7 was my favourite number. It was my footy number as a kid. Biffo was, I'm pretty sure it was the guy out of Back to the Future. I think his name was Biff.
Cousin, yeah,
Was
yeah,
it-
yeah.
Or was it Griff?
No, Biff.
I'm pretty sure it was Biff.
Yeah.
And so I'd watch that, and that was my thing. Biffo underscore 777. I've got another one, Ben McKinley, who was a West Coast Eagles forward.
He led the goal kicking for
Yep,
a couple
absolutely.
of years. I think.
And he was a lawyer, studied law, so
Right.
intelligent man.
Mhm.
His email was, I love kryptonite at hotmail.com. Like as a 24-year-old
Oh,
at
boy.
West Coast. What do you got for us?
I had a couple. There was one that was Condora, Condorer, and the thing about it was that me and
I see
like
what you've
4
done
other people had
bird?
Condora.
Like the bird?
Yeah, Condora 1, Condora 2, Condora 3. We all had Condora
So
emails.
it was like a I don't know, like a drift crew.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You used to get in your cars and do burnouts.
Yeah,
Condora
probably.
boys.
And then but probably the worst one I had was the _little_man_Dan. That was that was my email address. I think when I was about 13.
Please all spam that from every level. The underscore little. I mean, see, the underscore's a thing, mate.
Yeah.
It is a thing. You got any over there, children, or not? Sorry, I got to stop calling you children. I'm in a mood today, sorry.
Well, when I was quite young, my nickname was Chucky.
Was it Chucky?
It
Is
was.
that
Chuck.
right, Chucky?
So there was something, it was like Chucky underscore some numbers, gmail.com.
Yeah, great.
Email.
Very
Right.
good.
And
Chucky.
it's still the name on some accounts. Like,
Okay, very good. Thank you, Chucky. Kat?
Yeah, so my dad set up my first email and I thought it was too boring because it was very formal. He was like, oh, this will last you for a while. And it still use it sometimes. But when I was younger, I was like, this isn't cool. I'm going to make my own one now. So I got a second email.
What was
And
your
I
first email?
It was like KB Min.
Okay. It was very businessy. Okay.
Yeah, very businessy. And so I made a second one being like Katya Kitty with an I. XX3.
Send us your bad emails. I like this a lot. Charlie, can you put that in the rundown, please? I'd like to see some stories and some bad emails come through. That's it. BackChat, done and dusted. Got Quinn and Lynch tomorrow. Make sure you tune into that. Make sure you get on the Shelter Footy Cast on Monday and Thursdays. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on any podcast you like. Follow us on socials. BackChat, double underscore. On Reddit, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. Send us an email, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au, or find us on our website, backchatpodcast.com.au. Dan's got to go. He's off to Busselton.